They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close, they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any...
All right, so we're about to go ahead and get started. So introducing y'all, go ahead. This next guest that I'm about to bring in and introducing y'all is very special. So I'm about to bring him in real quick. Before I bring him in, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all start clapping for this brother real quick? Let's clap him in. It was me! Hey! Okay. Alright. So we're going to give each team no more than 3 minutes to present what they got. Alright. But first, I do want to introduce my good brother, Brother Alan McClendon. I call him Al Murder, you know what I'm saying? You better change that name, people. Yeah, man, we go way back, man. Me and this brother, man, we did a lot of things over the years. And again, we done came right around full circle, man. We done traveled a little bit. We did some amazing things, created a bunch of amazing memories. And my brother was here to capture a lot of that stuff on film, bro. A lot of it. Yeah, classic. So when I told you I was gonna bring somebody in to kind of like help with editing, video editing, and stuff like that I was talking about, this is the brother I was talking about. So y'all will be seeing a lot more. But today we here to kind of like talk about something different. So after he introduces himself, each team will get 3 minutes to go up there and talk about their project, and then I'll let him close them out before we leave. Cool? Fair enough? Yeah. All right. How you guys doing today? Good. Amazing. Remember, good is average, y'all. Good is average. Okay. Anything but good. Please. How y'all doing today? Great. All right, that sounds good. Well, my name is Alan McClendon. I own a nonprofit organization called the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. What I do and what my organization does is we're helping to try to bridge the gap between in the neighborhoods for the young men as well as the young women who may, lack having a father or a father figure at home. So we have certain programs, music production programs, financial literacy programs. We do t-shirts just as well, insurance programs. So we just have a lot of different programs to educate our young men and young women in the community. I was gonna say the industry. I do a lot of music. I also have a music production company called Acquired Taste Music. So I also make music and produce music for artists. So I do a lot of different things. But today, I wanted to talk to you guys because I'm actually just here for a hot second. I actually have my cousin coming. I'm waiting for him to pull up now. He's a police officer for Cleveland. And the reason that I wanted to talk to you guys today is because I've been seeing a lot of things online as well as in the community about our young men and women being shot and killed by police officers. I'm guessing that's him right now. Hold on a second. Hello? Oh, come up. You up the steps? Just go up the steps. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. But yes, getting back to what I was saying, I've been seeing a lot of issues in the black community with policing, and a lot of us, unfortunately, being killed by police. So what I want to do, since I know Chop, or Anthony, I don't know if y'all call him Chop,
I know that he has you guys on a consistent basis, so I would like, I want to come and get you guys' take on maybe how you feel about how policing is going in the community and how you guys interact with the police. First question I have is, do you guys know where policing comes from?
Police?
Yes, policing. Police, where they come from? Where does the whole ideology of police come from? Where? No. But, no. The history of policing. You guys, no, that's nothing wrong with that. Oh, yeah. The history, yeah, let me be specific. The history of policing. You know the history of policing?
No, I don't know.
You do? What is it?
I didn't see him.
You didn't see it?
No.
He probably went when I went. He probably
Hello?
went when I went.
I went over there to see.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Ain't nobody in there over there. I'm in the Phillips Wheaton building.
I wait for my dude, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, I was finna leave. I was finna go home and tell my brother, like, just let me back in.
No, I'm in the Phillips Wheaton building. That's why I did the address.
I was just looking
oh, I can hear him in the speakers. He talking about, do we know the back history of police? No, I just run, man. I don't know how to back. I got
All right, guys, sorry about that. But back to the question I had. Do you guys know the history of policing? And I think my man had his hand up. Do you know the history of policing?
That was you?
No, this young man right here. What you
Never mind.
Huh? Never mind. What was you gonna say? Did you have a guess?
No, I forgot.
You forgot? Okay. So nobody knows,
why police started being police.
huh?
You saying, like, why did the police start being police?
Yes, the history of policing, yes.
There you go.
I doubt it.
Pass it down.
What you got? You got something? What you think it is? All right. Policing, since you guys, don't know the history of policing. Do you got, go ahead. You got it? What you got? Come on. Just take a guess. I mean,
I don't know, my first guess was already wrong.
Try another one. Let's go.
No, I think, like, I read something about, like, them being the laws, since, like, stuff was getting out of hand and stuff like that. They started making laws and rules and stuff like that, like, like the crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to, like, put police in charge of people to watch over the communities and have somebody that will protect and serve.
Okay, absolutely. Now, that's when they established themselves as police. Like, all right, now we're going to be called police. Before they were called police, they were called slave catchers. Did you guys know that?
No, I ain't know that. I learn something more every day.
Like, trying to get people.
Yes, they were, the police were the slave catchers, okay? That's what they did. That's what policing was before it became policing. It was slave catching. So I say that to say, we're already on the bad side of the policing, okay? Because the whole reason they did it was honestly because of slaves being free, okay? So I just wanted to give you that tidbit because I didn't know if you guys knew or not, where policing comes from. So that's actually, where policing comes from, slave catching. So it kind of gives you more of an ideology of, what the police are actually out here doing. So one of the questions I have for you guys is, when you hear the word police, what's the first thing that comes to you guys' mind? I'm sorry, what?
I think you said run.
I said, damn.
Who said run? Run? That's what you said? Who else? What? So we got op, we got run, what else we got? When you first hear the word police, what do you think?
I said, damn.
You said jail?
I think K9's.
I said, freeze.
K9 freeze? Nothing positive though, huh?
Yeah.
K9's
It just reminds me of what happened with
George
George Floyd.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So, with that being said, I think that's most of our opinion when it comes to police in the black community. We don't like them, right? They're the ops. We don't call them. We try to keep them out of our business. Everything. No, I totally understand. But I think in doing that, we're giving them a little bit too much power, right? Now, my cousin was coming up here because he's a police officer, and I wanted him to speak on a few things that he knows personally from things that he's been through and things that he's seen, with other police. But since he's not here yet, then I'm just gonna have to, keep going. So, all right, so running is what you stated, right? And most of the time with us, that's what we think when we get in contact with a cop is, we're gonna run. But we do know that most of the time when we run, what happens? And then what happens?
You get shot.
Okay.
Or you get caught.
Caught, you'll get, let's just keep it real. 9 times out of 10, you may get caught if you're another complexion. But if you're black, they want to shoot, okay? That's what they want. Remember I told you, they're slave catchers, okay? So, certain ones, I would say, when you run, they want to shoot. Because once you run, then in so many words, you're telling them that I'm guilty. I did something. I don't want to be caught. And it's a lot of times, it's not even people being scared of the police themselves. They're scared of going to jail. They're scared of suffering the consequences for their actions, unfortunately, all right? But I've seen too many of our young black men get up and run from the police and get shot in the back and get shot and killed. And that's what I'm trying to stop. So the reason that I'm having this conversation with you guys is you guys can't be scared of the police. That's first and foremost. We can't be scared, all right? A police officer is just like me and you. He's a human being. Okay? He just has on his uniform usually when he approaches us. But just because he's approaching us doesn't mean you're in trouble. Doesn't mean to run. Okay? The last thing you really want to do is run. That's really like the last thing you want to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to conversate. Okay? You want to see what's going on. Well, I mean, if he comes to you and says freeze, put your hands up, then yes, that's what you do. But a lot of times, depending on the situation, a cop may not come at you like that. Only time a cop is probably gonna come at you like that is if you didn't committed a crime and you about to go to jail. Other than that, a cop may just walk up on you just because of mistaken identity. He may think you're somebody else. And at that point in time, if you act out of line, it don't matter if you was the right person or the wrong person. You still gonna have a problem. So when I say that, I'm saying that. Hold on a second. All right. Man, he said he's on. So yeah, he probably won't make it, guys. I do apologize for the inconvenience, but we'll try to reschedule it sometime, and I'll bring him up because he really wants to talk to you guys. Like he really wanted to talk. I think he just ended up at the wrong place.
Yeah, we here all summer, so we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, he just ended up at the wrong place. So, another question for you guys. So when you guys come in contact with a police officer, what are you guys doing? What is the first thing you guys, are doing when you come in contact? Are you? Well, I know a lot of y'all say run. I mean, that's the first thing coming to mind. I'm sorry. Speak. Okay. And when you speak, you're going to speak in what? A pretty nice tone, right? You're not going to be disrespectful, are you? You're not going to call. But what?
It begin like that.
Why does it begin like that, though?
Because you know what they're there for. They're there for business half the time.
Okay. Well,
you know what I seen? I just want to give my little input. I noticed that teenagers these days act differently when they by themselves versus when they with a group of friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Some people
When it's a group of friends, it's like F12 and but when they by themselves, they real peaceful.
Right.
Why?
They be spooked. They be spooked.
When they with
a lot of people, they don't be scared. When they by themselves, they trying to peacemake and they be spooked.
They're trying to keep up that picture or image that they gave their friends when they were friends.
When they by themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, officer.
Yeah. They buddy with them. Ain't none of that.
Well, that's how you should be. I mean, at all times. There's no reason to be disrespectful to a cop. I mean, you want respect, right? So if I want respect, I give respect, right? I can't expect to get respect from somebody and I'm not giving him any respect. If he comes to me and says, hey, Mr. McClendon, what's going on? You the ops, man. Then what? I can't expect nothing but negativity from that because I'm giving nothing but negative energy. You know what I'm saying? If you give negative energy, that's the type of energy you're going to get back. You're going to get back negative energy. So, with that being said, like you stated, when they approach you, you do want to talk. You do want to see what's going on. You want to see, why are you approaching me? You know what I'm saying? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? So, some of the things that, I don't want to really get into this too much, because these type of things can only be used in certain situations, but you do have the right to remain silent. You do have the right to refuse to consent to a search. You have the right to an attorney. You have a lot of rights. And once you learn those rights, then you can engage with the police a lot better, because you know what your rights are. You know what you can do and what you can't do. A lot of times, in my opinion, we, as young black men, mostly, we tend to not want to take responsibility for our actions, right? And when I say that, I mean, I'll go out here and rob somebody, right? Now, I think I got away, right? Because I robbed him. Ain't nobody said nothing. I didn't got away. But then I see a cop, and he walk up on me. He say, "Hey, Mr. McClendon, I need to talk to you for a second." I know why he wants to talk to me, all right? Because I just robbed somebody. I know why he wants to talk to me. So, at that point in time, either I'm going to say, you know what? I did wrong. I'm a man. I got caught. I'm about to go do my time because I did the crime. Or I cannot be a man and try to run and get away, and I'm still going to have to suffer for my robbery, what I did. So either I'm going to get shot for running, or I will get caught, probably beat up, because police don't like chasing you, okay, period. So when they do catch you, if they chase you, you're gonna get a couple months. And then you're going to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And jail is you really don't want to be there. That's really the place you just don't want to be. So with that being said, we're going to move on to another thing here. I already talked about mutual respect. So, like I stated, if a cop speaks to you, you want to give them the same respect, that you give. So, there shouldn't be any type of confrontation. Like me personally, I've had a lot of issues with the police, and I've never been shot. I've never been hurt by a cop, because I talk. And a lot of times, I also take responsibility for my actions. So if I'm driving under suspension, which I've been caught doing, then there's no reason for me to run. He ain't gonna chase me in my car. I'm gonna pull over, and I'm gonna probably end up going to jail and having to pay a bond. But it's about being a man and being able to take responsibility for your actions. And if you can do that, then being confronted with a cop or a police officer should never be an issue, because either you did it or you didn't do it. If you didn't do it, then the conversation will go a lot more pleasant, and then you could tell them, "Hey man, I didn't do that, I wasn't there." And if it is a mistaken identity, and they still arrest you, because it happens, then you have to go home. You have to go to jail for the time being. But when you get out, you can fight. But if you stand there and you argue with him and you tell him, "I ain't do nothing, you got me done," once again, we have a reason to. This guy's, he's belligerent. He's out of control. I'm gonna take out my taser. I might tase him, or I might shoot him. Whichever one I grab first. So we always want to think. First off, think before we speak anyway, but we always want to, when we're confronted with a cop, we always want to stay calm, even if you did do something wrong, still stay calm, and talk to them like you got some sense, you got some respect, the same way that you would want them to talk to you. And I think that, it'll be a lot smoother for you, with the police officer. But like I stated, I'm here just because I love my community. I love my young brothers and sisters, and I just want to make sure that when y'all go out here, y'all ain't thinking run first, because run is last. Run is last. Running shouldn't be an option at all. But if it comes down to it, then it is what it is. But running shouldn't really be an option. You know what I'm saying? So, and recently I just seen a young man get shot and killed in Atlanta, and actually it was 2 years ago. And he actually had some mental health issues, but they shot and killed him. They shot him 10 times and killed him. Yeah. And that's been a big thing that they've been talking about, because they're like, "Hey, the police was wrong. They should have did that to that young man." that was wrong. And right, they shouldn't. I don't think they should have, should have shot him 10 times. I really don't. But he ran. He got up, he ran. And let me just to give you a little more information, because I looked this up. When you run from the police, the reason that they have the right to kill you because the guy who got killed, the police. The police don't go to jail; they go home. We the ones go to jail or end up in a box. The police always go home because they are always justified in the things that they do. Well, most of the time, I'm not gonna say always, but most of the time. With the fleeing law, it states you can any cop can kill you for running, because when you run, in their eyes, you're either gonna hurt yourself or you're gonna hurt somebody else. And therefore, if they feel as though you're gonna hurt somebody else by running, they're gonna shoot you. Yes, ma'am. No. Once again, if you got your back turned like this and not doing anything, but if you're running,
with no weapon though.
if you're running, I'm telling you guys, see, this is what I'm saying. This is the discrepancy. We always have, well, what about this? What about that? No. If you run, they have the right to shoot you, because in their opinion, you can hurt yourself or you can hurt somebody else. So let's just, for example, I let you run away, and then you run and you push this chick and she get hit by a car because you're running away. You see what I'm saying? Their mentality is, oh, I can't let him run away. So either I gotta tase him or I gotta shoot him. And the guy in Atlanta, unfortunately, they tased him first and he got up and ran. So at one point, if he got tased, he probably could have stayed on the ground and just got shot, and they may have, tied him up and took him to jail. But because he got up and ran, they shot him 10 times and killed this man. So you gotta understand, and the argument was he didn't have a gun, or the police said he had a gun. Everybody else was saying he didn't have a gun. I don't know if he had a gun or not. I know he's not here anymore. I do know that. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, guys, that's all after fact. You see what I'm saying? Did he have a gun? Did he have this? That's all after the fact. He's dead. Oh, he's dead. So if he did or if he did, it doesn't matter. And guess what? The police are at home. So, with that being said, I'll end my conversation. Unless you guys have some questions. You guys have some questions for me about policing? What's up?
What if you just walk away with the camera?
Who?
What if you just walked in the car?
Who?
The dude got killed.
What you mean?
Like, what if he just got up what if they didn't chase him and he just got up and walked away?
Well, the thing about it is that you if a cop confronts you, you getting up, there's really no just getting up and walking away. If a cop walks up on you and says, hey, I need to talk to you. Exactly. So no, you can't just run away. Unfortunately, you would, but no, the police have too much authority. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, once you say no, then now that's it. You just broke the law. Absolutely.
I didn't really hear that question. Can you say that again in the microphone?
I said, as being a black man, do you feel that police have too much authority over what we do?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And unfortunately, going back to what you said about George Floyd, that was a heavy time for our community, because we was really pushing to defund the police. There was a lot of defund the policing going on, and I was with that, because my thing is, I would rather us police our own communities. You see what I'm saying? We can have, we can have some type of policing in our community. I would rather be policed by black people than policed by white people. I want to be policed by people who can relate to me than be policed by people who think I'm an animal. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So, yeah, absolutely. Do they have too much power? Absolutely. But unfortunately, it takes us voting, things of that nature. It's more politics than anything when it comes to police. You know what I'm saying? But the defund the police program, or the defund the police movement, I was definitely behind that. And like I said, it really wasn't just about, no more police, but it was more so, let's bust down what we have now, this way of policing that we have now, because once again, this way of policing is bred from slave catching. Let's break down this way of policing and let's try a different way of policing. Let's try to, like I stated, we can police our own communities. We can police ourselves. We don't need another culture coming in telling us, certain things. And then if you think about it, police don't really, police presence stops crimes, but police don't stop crimes. Police get there when the crime is over. The crime is usually done when the police get there. You see what I'm saying? So they don't stop anything. You know what I mean? They just get there to catch whoever did it. So, if we policed our own communities, then we could probably stop things from happening before they even happen because we know the community. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Do you think it would be a good idea if, when confronting with the police, and you're listening to them, that you look at their badge and remember their badge numbers, and then later on you can write down what happened and you have the badge number of the officer, so you can really press charges or you have them be reprimanded if you felt that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, if you guys do feel as though you guys are, being illegally detained, or the cops are doing something to you that's illegal or wrong, then yes, you make sure that you get their information. You can ask them for the information as well, because I believe most of them have body cams on anyway. But yes, you can get that information from them. You save that information, and then yes, you have to go down to the police, the police station, and file a report or whatever the case may be. And nowadays, you may even have to file a report because we got social media. I mean, you can do a podcast on them or something. You know what I'm saying? They talk about his whole how he did you wrong the complete way. So, but yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys giving me some time here to talk to you guys, and I really appreciate you guys listening. Like I stated, I'm going to have my cousin come here and talk to you guys as well, because I really feel like, because he's a black cop as well, you know what I mean? And he's around the white cops all day, so he can tell you how they're looking at things and their mentality towards our community. And that's another reason why I'm like, yo, we gotta respect them, and we gotta make it home. You know what I mean? You gotta make it home. That's the bottom line. You gotta make it home. I got a daughter, and I got a 20-year-old daughter, I got a 7-year-old son. When I think about confrontation with cops, I think about them. You know what I mean? I want to make it back home to my kids. So regardless of what this cop is talking about, he may be wrong, he may be lying, whatever, I'm going to respect him. I'm going to take whatever steps I need to take to get home. You know what I mean? No matter how scared I am. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm scared whenever they jump behind my car. You know what I'm saying? They get behind me, I get to straightening up, just sitting up straight and making sure. I mean, I'm traumatized. You know what I'm saying? I'm just traumatized because, like I said, I've been dealing with police my whole life. I'm 44 years old. And they used to pull me over all the time. I mean, I'm telling you. But nowadays, they're not doing what they used to do to us. They killing y'all. With us, they wasn't killing us. They used to chase us down. They used to run after us. They don't run no more. Okay, they just shoot people. So once again, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you guys for listening to me. And I will be back to talk to y'all again. My cousin. Yeah,
Anybody want a snack bag before we break? Anybody want a snack bag?
Yeah, come inside there.
Right.
I'll go down.
Somebody will come down and get you.
All right, so I'm sending around the sign-in sheet for tomorrow. Anybody who want to come tomorrow, just put your name and what time you're coming.
It's optional. Come regular,
It's
right?
optional, yep. So anybody that come, it is extra hours, for the makeup hours. So we have 2 events tomorrow. At 11:30 is the walk to where we went to today. So we're gonna go back over there and support that. And then 1 o'clock we're gonna be right here in the gym right next door. So we'll probably be done at about 2:30 tomorrow.
We'll be doing at the gym.
Yeah, put 4 more. Put 14.
Okay.
Tony, what's up, man?
Hey,
Come on up here.
what's up? How y'all doing?
This is my cousin, Anthony Rice.
So you got my number and stuff, right? The time, what time you gonna come? So you gonna come at 11? here, or you gonna come for the 1 o'clock event? Because it's 2 events
Can you
tomorrow.
do both?
You can do both, yeah. So just put,
What we doing in the gym?
put 11 o'clock. We having a, we probably go after we clean up. Yeah, yeah, so, man, we got our young people, they here from 11 to 4, and we had a couple of people rise outside. There's still some people here, so you can talk to the people, you know, but you always welcome to come back. Every year. I want to tell them earlier, they heard from Lynn Hampton.
I know.
He's the president of the Black Shield. Yeah. And then we got Officer Daniel Smith, Detective Daniel Smith. He come here volunteer all the time. Oh, yeah. He went on a trip with us too.
Okay.
You know, and then he had got an award from the FBI for volunteering here. And he took me with him to go get his award. Right. But that was crazy, man, being in there that place with all them people, bro. Where was I? Man, we were somewhere in like Birchfield, at like Wyoming. Right.
No spot on it.
She right there.
And he said if they did it,
Bro, see, now y'all being messy because I ain't seen you.
Okay, here to speak to the guys too. Yes. Yeah. When he needed some good PR on that situation happened when he first got to Cleveland. Yeah.
Are you getting risky? Look familiar. That's how you around.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be around. You look pretty well.
he tell about two man.
Well, who we got left? Who we got left?
Y'all can introduce yourself.
Oh, us? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Karen.
I'm AJ.
What's your name, Kira? Oh, I said it right. Hey, Kevin.
Well, I already talked to, I talked to him a lot already about policing in the, you know, in the black community, about respecting, you know, the cops when they talk to them, things of that nature. But I told them that, you know better than me, you know, what's going on out here and what they need to be doing when confronted with a situation with the police. So I'll give you the mic, you can take it from here.
It's not every day that we get to interact with a police officer and be able to ask him whatever we want to ask him versus assuming. So take this opportunity, y'all. Ask him something, man. Huh?
I'm finna go.
Y'all can clock out, that's fine. All right, you good to go, brother.
All right, bye.
Bye.
No, it's right here.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about myself. From Cleveland, been on the department for 16 years. I started in 2008 in the 4th District on 93rd and Kennedy. Yeah, and I work in Collinwood right now. That's the area I'm working in right now. Yeah, it's ready to retire. I've been doing it for a while, but I like it. I love it. I love being around my people. So, yeah. Y'all have any questions y'all want to ask me? I can tell y'all anything y'all want to know.
Have you ever been in like a hostage jail situation?
Never been in a hostage situation.
This brother, he in your neck of the woods too.
He was in Collinwood?
He just graduated from Stephanie Tubb Jones, old Patrick Henry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's near 105.
Yeah, 8th District.
Yeah, I know what that's at. Okay.
So what high school you going to? You going to Glenville?
Yeah, I work at Glenville.
Yeah.
I work at Glenville. Nice neighborhood.
I got a question. Oh, you got anybody else got any questions?
Go ahead.
What's the most like intense moment that you've been in?
I'm gonna tell you what traumatized me back in 2009. It wasn't intense, but I was just kind of traumatized.
So you was fresh on then. You was only on for a year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I seen a guy, his brains blown out. Somebody shot him. He was driving. Whoever was in the back seat of the car ended up shooting him in the head. When we got there, I was just,
Disgusting.
yeah, I was real bothered by it. And it still bothers me to this day. I don't think about it a lot.
His brain was out of his head.
It was,
Like,
it was pretty messy, man. It was bad. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was bad. And it did bother me. And every time I drive past that street, I think about it. But I don't think about it like randomly.
but something I have to remind me of. As far as intense, you know what? I was in an intense situation. In 2022, I had to search her house. This girl called us and she said her boyfriend was in the house with a rifle. So I had to search the entire house.
Looking for the boyfriend with the rifle?
Yes. I had to go through the house with me and my partner, my sergeant, with our guns out. We didn't know where the guy was, but he was in the basement. And he told me, like, hey, we down here, but it was just, I didn't know what was going to happen. Anything could happen.
Was he just like waiting for y'all down there or something? Or was he hiding?
He came out with his hands up. He was hiding, yeah. But, I didn't think he was in there at first, but she kept saying it, so we had to go in there and search. So that was a really intense moment for me, man, because I didn't know what was going to happen. Anything could have happened.
Have you ever dealt? Oh, go ahead.
What's one of the highlights of your career?
Highlights.
A good moment.
I'm
trying to get rid of those brains.
I understand. I've had a lot of good moments. I'm gonna tell you something, and I still have these good moments. When somebody is in a real stressful situation, they might call over the phone, or I might show up on scene, and I speak positive words to people, and it calms people down. I'm gonna give you an example. The other night, this guy got shot in the face. I don't mean to keep bringing up like bad stuff, but that's what happened. So the family was out at the hospital. They was really going crazy. They was real scared and I'm like, hey y'all, I just was back there. I just seen him. He was breathing. And he looked like he was doing well. And they kind of calmed down. And the cousin was like, thank you so much. We didn't know what was going on. That made me feel good to relax them, because I've been in a situation just recently where I was panicking. I was crying tears. My wife, Al's cousin, my cousin, we had our son, and she was bleeding out a lot. And she just was turning like real light. She's already light. And I was panicking. I was crying. I didn't know what was going to happen to her. So the doctor came back and calmed me down, like, hey, she's doing fine. They stopped the bleeding. And I appreciated her for coming telling me that. So for me, like stuff like that, those are really good moments when I could help somebody, and with anything. It'll relax them, give them some ease. So, yeah.
Have you ever dealt with a situation that was not serious? It was something that just made you giggle, and you just pulled up, and it was
Stuff like that happens. We get somewhere and it's not that serious. They'll be like, hey, it's okay. Yeah, that happens sometimes. But a lot of times it's kind of serious. But that happens.
Right.
Or we'll pull up and they're like, hey, yeah. So, young ladies, y'all got any questions?
Why you try tattoos?
Why do I have them? I like artwork.
Oh, was the training hard back in 2008?
Nah.
For the police academy? No.
Did you get tased?
Yes.
Yeah, based.
Did it hurt?
Yes.
And they had to hold you down.
They didn't hold me down. They just kind of held my arms up. But I'd rather get pepper sprayed than tased. The taser for me was real bad. Pepper spray is bad too, but the taser was bad. You might be able to take the taser better than me. Because her and all y'all pain tolerance might be higher than mine. That's the truth. I'm just being real with you. I have kind of a low pain tolerance. So.
Word? I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah.
That's new.
You wouldn't.
So when they made you do your eyes be closed?
So I was a bailiff before I became a police officer. And I got sprayed in I took a face full of that, like pepper spray. And
What was your eyes closed?
Well, they was closed and they told me to open them, and it's just bad. It was painful, real painful. When the police academy, they just wipe it on your eye. But when I was a bailiff, I got pepper sprayed in the face.
They go ahead. That's it.
No, they just sprayed it in your face. Well, in the police academy, they just rub it on one of your eyes, just one. It wasn't that bad. So, yeah.
I got a quick question.
But,
How does the police department support officers in managing the mental health and emotional challenges of policing in diverse communities, including the Black community. So pretty much, how do you guys go about going or arresting people with mental health issues?
So whenever that comes up, we get calls for that like every other day. Whenever something like that comes up, we pretty much just take them to the emergency room and get them admitted into the psych unit, man. They evaluate them and put them on medication. A lot of people have been to the hospital, so they get like a history of it. So stuff like that, we notify different sources we got, and that's pretty much it. Notify the family, of course. That's it. That's how we deal with that.
Have you ever been in a situation where another cop kills somebody?
No, I've never been present when that's happened. No. Go ahead.
Have you ever been in like a situation where like you're off duty and you get pulled over by a cop and they treat you differently because of it?
Well, here's the thing, young man. I ain't no different than you, him, or these two young ladies. I'm not. I can get a ticket. I got pulled over in 2022 by a Shaker police officer. He was talking a little like reckless to me. Not reckless, but he was getting smart with me. I'm like, hey man, it was like 12 o'clock at night. I ran a light. And he was like, kind of like, just talking real tough, like strong. And yeah, he did. And he wrote me a ticket. So,
Did you have to tell him you was an officer?
I didn't have to, but our rules, we're supposed to tell whenever we get pulled over that we're active officer. Go ahead.
So like, have you ever dealt with a situation where you like took custody of somebody and like you knew, like I'm not gonna say you knew, but like you had a feeling that they didn't do something that they were being arrested for, and you feel bad? Or you do a job?
Mistaken identity.
Yeah.
I've had like domestic situations like that where I thought the female was lying, and I had a situation where I thought the male was lying on the female, but it's nothing I could do. If I show up to your house and you say, hey, you know, she smacked me in the face and punched me in my nose, and you believe me, I gotta take her to jail. There's nothing I can do about that. I got body cameras on. I gotta take her to jail.
So y'all do know what he mean by domestic, right?
Like domestic violence?
Yes.
Like female hitting male or male.
Vice versa.
Female.
It don't matter. It can be brother and sister. Sister and sister. Yeah.
Have you ever feel bad like when somebody did a crime and you was like, hey, when they did it, I would have it. Do you feel bad about it?
Did I feel bad about what they did?
Yeah. Like, do you ever feel bad about anything?
Well, yeah, if somebody getting harmed, yeah, I feel bad about it. It bothers me.
For domestic disputes, right? Do it matter who calls first to determine the outcome?
Nope. Actually, 2 weeks ago, this female called and said that, no, a young man called. He called on his sisters and brothers. When we got there, they didn't know that he called. He just went upstairs and called, right? So when we got there, they like, what y'all doing here? We like, a young man called and said he was getting beat up by his older sister. We got in the house. Do you know what they said? All four of them said, hey, he jumped on her first. He hit her first. He went to jail. We took him to jail. We have to arrest somebody in a domestic situation. So if y'all ever get in a situation like that and y'all call us, somebody going to jail. If we could find out who hit who first, or even if it's a situation where you can't determine who hit who first. If he say you hit him and you say you hit him, we taking both of y'all to jail. We have to take you to jail. Go ahead.
So the person who called the police got arrested?
Yes, and nobody else. He called first and he went to jail because he was the primary aggressor.
And I know like police officers be like writing notes as they ask questions, and I know you said they be wearing body cams. Do they keep the footage in the notes? Like just in case later on down the line?
The footage don't really go anywhere. after like a few years, it kind of, we got like a system where we hold it for like 4 years, something like that, and then we don't hold it forever. But as far as the notes, that's just like my personal pad. Yeah, I keep stuff like that. Yeah.
What's the youngest age you
Something like that. Maybe 11, 12. I think a kid jumped on his mom or something, and I had to take him to jail. So, if it's situations where we got a program called CALM, where it'll be a domestic situation with a kid. We'll call CALM and tell them what happened, and they'll say you don't have to arrest them. Then we'll take them either to another family member's house or back home. But it depends on how bad the situation was.
Y'all be taking.
You get CALM before? Go ahead.
Do y'all take like threats like serious, like dependent?
You can go to jail for a
Yes.
threat, man. Yeah.
What type of threat you talking
Yeah,
about?
like do it depends on like age and like the way it's being said. Like it'd be like, watch your back tonight or
When you
something.
say age, what you mean?
Like
Give me a number.
18 through 30.
So if you're 18, forget it. We'll say 16. Let's just say you went to the store and was like, you told the store clerk like, I'm gonna kill you tonight. If we find you, you probably going to jail.
Good
Probably
question.
gonna
What
go
if
to
they
jail.
said that as a joke?
What's that?
What if they said that as a joke? It's not something to joke about.
Doesn't matter.
If somebody could vouch and say he was just joking, we might do a named suspect report, which means we'll do a report but not take you to
Like a
jail.
witness thing.
Yeah, we'll like do a report on you. They'll press charges on you, but we might not take you to jail.
And like, what if, like she said, somebody said the threat, but they didn't do it, but he still ended up dying. Like, I'm gonna kill you tonight, and the man, like, the story owner actually died, but like the
Where did he
person.
die from? The person that threatened him?
No, like the person who threatened him didn't kill
That's
him.
a separate situation. That's a separate situation.
What if a kid told another kid, I'm gonna blow your house up? But the kid say he was talking about Fortnite, like blow his house up in the video game, not in real life.
Were they arguing?
Probably so, yeah. Oh,
How old is the kid?
probably about like 11.
We might do a named suspect report. See if the family want to press charges. You can still get in trouble for that stuff. This is we don't take you to jail that day. If the family press charges, you got to show up in court down the street.
It's a
And
long time.
yeah. So don't think that you know.
No.
Oh, you know what? I do got a question because a lot of teenagers they be
Because I'm not.
talking about getting emancipated,
I
right?
understand.
Okay.
So when they commit a crime as an emancipated, it's no more juvenile. They go right to adult prison. They treat it like adults, or do they go to juvenile? That's somebody like 17 and emancipated.
Like,
So-
when you leave your
When you
home.
go, yeah, like
Like,
you
so
don't
I
own
just know how you
the
like leave your house when you're 18. I would get that thing like to leave at 16.
So say that one more time. You said it was like 17.
Yeah. So like they emancipated, so like they responsible for themselves. They treat it like as an adult.
and they do a crime. They going to juvie.
It depends on when their birthday comes in.
Makes sense. All right.
Like, if they're like,
You get sent to prison.
if they turn like 18 and like beat the others for taking
They going to prison with the big kid. Yep. Guys your size will go to jail 18. Grown men, gang members, killers. Right there.
Like getting big.
You act like I'm going to jail. I'm never going.
I'm just saying.
Good. That's good.
Great.
Never going to jail.
Oh,
You should be a
that's the
lawyer.
only reason I got
We need lawyers like you. Great lawyers. I'm serious. I would love to, if I got in a situation down the road, I can call on you. And it's word out on the street, on the Cleveland Members page, that you're a great lawyer. And people should go to you.
That's Ohio lawyer. I'm not leaving prison. That's where I came from. That's the reason I became a lawyer, to serve
You can do it, man.
my
can do it. You can do it, man.
I got a friend that's a lawyer. Now that I know that that's the route you want to go, I'm gonna have him come too. Yeah, get some time. He's a magistrate at East Cleveland too.
Okay.
He had to do a little bit.
That sounds good. Has he been around?
Yeah.
How often do y'all do that?
Well, so,
It's my first time going, so, and that's why I called you.
yeah, so we here Monday through Friday.
Come back.
Yeah, we here Monday through Friday, and for the summer, yesterday was our first day of our summer programming, so we're gonna roll all the way to the end of July. Then we take a 2-week break, and then we switch back to our after-school hours from 3:30 to 6:30. Oh, yeah.
What's the day?
Let's do it, yeah.
18.
You can straight this table before we go. Wherever we go, come back. So
I want all this.
Can I get a picture all of y'all together?
Stay here.
All of y'all together? Together? Hey, Jay.
Yeah, that's my other.
So when you sent this, I didn't even. I'm like, I know where to do it. So that's my fault. My bad.
So this is my mom and our executive director. She started Golden Ciphers right in the living room of our house. Right on St.
Charles Bank?